Standard deviation. Standard deviation is a little bit like the range and the interquartile range. It's a measure of how spread out the data is. So a large standard deviation means the data is very spread out, it's not very consistent, there's a big range. A small standard deviation means the data is clustered in quite close together, it's very consistent. Now, the calculation for the standard deviation is pretty tricky. We'll only ever use our calculator or Excel to just automatically give us the standard deviation. Now there's different types of ways to do it with the calculator. I'll show you with the green calculator. Your textbook has instructions for Casio and Sharp. So if that's what you're using, put that in your workbook and ask your teacher for help. So the weekly wages of 8 workers are listed here. And your calculator in statistics mode will find the average, and so that the average is the mean, and the standard deviation, and it will tell you the number of scores and a bunch of useful things like that. So we're using the two things on the calculator, stat and data. I'll see if I can focus a bit here. If we go to data and enter all our data in L1. So my steps on the green calculator, we want the data button and enter numbers in L1. So working our way down, 730, sorry about my slightly dodgy calculator, 490, just hitting enter after every one. You'll see it's keeping a count of how many I have, and I'm just entering the 7th one now, and the 8th is 580. So it will tell you how many you've got. Enter, we've got the data in. Now, above the data button is stat. We're doing statistics. So second, stat. So I'll put this in. And that's above the data button. And you want to select one variable statistics. So you highlight one and hit enter. And you put your data in L1, list 1, so you're saying that one. Frequency is just saying 1, so both of those stay like that. Move down and calc. So I'll write the settings. Enter on calculate, and it tells us a bunch of stuff about our data. 1, n, is the number of scores. 2, x with a bar, is the mean, the average. So it's calculated the average for us of $550. So this is a quicker way of finding the average if you also have to find the standard deviation. So that's option 2. And moving down to option 4, that little funny S sort of shape, and X is our standard deviation. And that is $117. And that's quite a large number. No other, oh, have a look down here by the way. Minimum, Q1, median, Q3, maximum. You can get your 5-figure summary from just scrolling down in the statistics here as well, which is quite useful. So we've found the mean and the standard deviation. What does the standard deviation say about the wages? The large standard deviation says the wages are quite spread out. So for your calculator, find the method online or in your textbook, have it written down somewhere, or make sure you've got a green calculator.